But it's time to do the daily debate. You ready for this, Dan?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. The question for today is, Benson Henderson recently re-signed with Bellator MMA, which he stated could be his final contract. Will he win the lightweight title, guys, before he retires? Yes or no, with an explanation, of course. I want to lay out a few things. We don't know how many fights, because if it's an 8-fight contract, I would think we would lean more towards yes. If it's a 4-fight contract, which is the average, that might change your answer. If it's a 2-fight contract, you actually might lean towards no. But the reason I say this is because I don't think he's waiting for the winner of Chandler and Brett Primus. They're already set up, and that's in December. I think Henderson will take a fight before then, which right away, if it's a tough guy, that starts the whole process of, well, you know, can he get past that fight to get to the winner? But without knowing that, we'll just have to wing it. You go first, Ghost. What do you think?
Man, it's such a tricky question because I would say if the road to the title goes through Michael Chandler, no.
They've already fought and lost.
And there was plenty of evidence that I just don't see that changing. But if it doesn't, I think he does have a good chance. But I think that Chandler's going to prevail in his fight, so I'm going to say no.
Yeah, Henderson might give Primus a taste of his own medicine. Boom, here's a calf kick for you, my friend. What's it called? The premoral femur nerve or whatever that Primus attacks. Benson Henderson is one of the first ones that started enacting the calf kick about 5, 6, 7 years ago. Yeah, if Chandler wins, I don't like Henderson's chances because now Henderson would have to go through Chandler, and he's already lost once, and I thought it was pretty convincing. So imagine if he goes down 0-2. Now what's he going to do? But here's another factor. Chandler's only said his contract's not that long. You know, he says he could still become a free agent yet again for those that hope that maybe he'll go to the UFC one day. It's also not deep. In fact, if I'm going to play that card, a Primus fan could call in right now and go, well, hey, Primus got Chandler the first time. Who's to say he's going to get him the second? Or who's to say Chandler's going to get him? The same way Henderson might not get Chandler. So I understand. Keeping it real here. A lot has to do with the length of his contract, but he's getting older. He's past his peak form. I think he's a draw for sure. He's done outstanding as a coach, by the way. I've seen him in the corner of many fighters. And he's not just a John Crouch tag-along. I mean, he's actually going into rings and cages and giving instructions. So I really, really like that he's slowly transitioning there. I'm going to go with no, man. I think his best chance would have been a few years ago when he first got to Bellator. But as they get older, it just gets tougher. How about you, Dan Tom?
I feel like if we're putting odds on this, the odds would be against Benson Henderson to get another title. But if we're talking about it from an odds perspective, I feel like those odds would be inflated. I feel like they would not be giving Benson Henderson enough credit. Yeah, he got beat by Michael Chandler, but if we're playing the contract game, that's not an end-all, be-all. We don't even know if Michael Chandler is going to get past Primus, because if we're going to play that math, well, Chandler wasn't able to get past Primus. Granted, there were some circumstances with that matchup, but I will argue, though it was convincing, it wasn't that it was a landslide. I mean, in fact, you would argue that Benson Henderson showed paths to victory for maybe not him the next time he faces Chandler, but for someone else that faces him. If you can survive that storm, if you capitalize on those points where Chandler has to recover and explode, we're all big Chandler homers, we're all big Chandler fans here. Definitely not trying to take anything away from him, but I would argue not as invincible as, you know, perhaps that comes along with being the Bellator golden boy, if you will. And I don't mean that as a slight. I'm just saying that Benson Henderson chances in a rematch much more than people would give him credit for. And let's not forget, Benson Henderson has experience fighting the best in the world, multiple weight classes. He's taken fights at short notice before, done well. Had some of his best performances on short notice, in fact. Maybe up a division, sure. But the fact is, he has the experience there. Bellator is not that deep. I could very easily see Benson Henderson sliding in, filling in for somebody for a title fight. That title fight being a little closer than the other person expected, even if they're favored to beat Benson. And wouldn't you know, would you guys be surprised if Benson Henderson came out of the other end of a split decision of a close fight? Boy, he's made a career of that. I'm going to go yes.
Yes, yes, no. There you have it.
I'm a no.
Oh, you're a no?
Yeah.
Okay. No, yes. There you have it. There's today's daily debate brought to you by the MMA Junkie radio team. Most said no. It was 82% with no. 18% said yes. 559 votes registered. Thank you, Junkie Nation, our readers and listeners of the site.